We're going to talk a little bit about color. Here's the foreground and the background color chip. I'm going to click on the foreground and we open up the color picker. Now on the right side of your color picker you have some different color systems here. You have hue, saturation, and brightness. If I click on hue and you see the color line over here, I can move it up and down and the hue will change, but the saturation and the brightness stay the same. If I click on saturation, the only thing that will move here on the color line is the saturation. The hue will stay the same and the brightness will stay the same. If I click on the brightness, the bar will only allow me to adjust the brightness. Now here's another color system here. It is RGB, red, green, and blue. Those are additive colors, and that is a method of identifying colors. Right here you see this little number. These are web colors over here. So this is another color system and a way of identifying colors. And over here to the right side, the lower right side, is CMYK. That stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And these are your printer colors. So these are another way of identifying colors. And you see when I change colors here in the color chart here, all of the numbers in the CMYK change. Lab is another way of a color system of identifying colors. You can get into the color libraries here and you notice that these are all the Pantones, but please be aware these are the Pantone colors for graphic designers. These are not the Pantone colors for textile designers. You would actually have to buy that software plugin for Adobe and you would have to add it onto Photoshop and Illustrator. So this is for coded or uncoded paper over here for the Pantone colors, you see? And you get your Pantone colors. These are all the different colors in the color picker. Okay, so that's the color picker. This is color swatches. If you want to make some color swatches, you actually can pick a color, like here's a color that we have here in the foreground color, and we can say make a new swatch, and we can put a name on this, whatever name we want to put on it, and we get a new swatch over here. You can also, there's other things in the library here. You can pull up different swatch palettes over here. You can replace your swatches, you can save your swatches, or we can take this image right here. We can make our own custom palette by going into, if you click down here, you can take this image and you can go into ImageReady. Now I clicked on Edit into ImageReady. Now we're opening ImageReady and we're into ImageReady. And this is the little swatch palette in ImageReady. I'm going to leave the white on and the black, and I'm going to hold my Shift key down and I'm going to select the third color and the last color. You see how they're all selected? And I'll drag them down to the garbage can. So I only have white and black selected. So now I'll use my little eyedropper and I'll click here and I can drag that into the palette, click here, drag that into the palette, click here, click here. So I'm making myself very quickly, I can do this much quicker in ImageReady than I can in Photoshop. I'm making myself a custom palette. Okay, so now I'm going to save these swatches, and I have to be very careful when I save these swatches that they go exactly to the place I want them to go. See, they will automatically try to go into the color swatches in Photoshop. If I want them to go somewhere else, I have to actually select that place that I want them to go. So I'll make myself a new folder here, and I will open it, and I will save it as my Pantone Fall 207. I can name it anything I want, and it is an ACO file. So I save it, and then I hit my little button back here, and I go back to Photoshop. So now I'm back in Photoshop, and I would like my custom swatch palette to be loaded. So I'll go to the right side of my swatch palette, and I'll say load some swatches, or replace swatches. If I load swatches, they will add on to the swatches that are already here. If I replace them, no. And I will, it takes me to the color swatch folder that Photoshop has. I will locate where I save them, and I will load them, and I have my custom swatch palette now. So that's a very easy, fast way of creating your own custom swatch palette. If you want the default swatches to come back, you can go back here, and you can get your Windows swatches back. Replace, yes, there's some default swatches that came back.